One thing is for sure, I've completely forgot how many tips I gave you. So this could be 3 or 4 hard truths about running ultra marathons. I don't know. But I do know one thing. You're coming out with me on a long run. Let's go, people. I can tell you, in an ultra, you don't get to choose the weather. And it will beat you down and it will take your dreams from you. Ultra marathons are tough. And they do not care how much of a badass you think you are. You will stand on the line with people that you think are out of shape, overweight, too old. They will humble you, and every single one of those people will outperform you. All right, so out on another 6-mile loop on the trails to talk to you about hard truths about running ultra marathons. Let's get into it. Ultra marathons, wow, are a physical test, are mostly mental. That's why those of us who have run ultras for many years can kind of crack the code of being able to get out there, even if we're undertrained and not really prepared, and still finish an ultra marathon. So if you haven't seen the last video I released on 3 hard truths about running ultra marathons, that thing kind of exploded on YouTube. I think it's a great video. You want to click on that, it's in the description or pinned comment below, or it will be linked at the end of this video. Mile 1, 10:34. As someone who's been through the ringer a lot, you cannot underestimate how much mental toughness you're going to need to finish an ultra. And distance running is the single most important tool that you can have. So that means training that. You need to be able to train that muscle if you don't have it. And you will develop it the more and more you put yourself through hard things. So running when it's too early, running when it's too late, running when it's too cold, too windy, too much rain, too cold, too hot, all of it. You have to force yourself to persevere and go out and do it when the times are really tough. Because I can tell you, in an ultra, you don't get to choose the weather, and it will beat you down and it will take your dreams from you. So you have to train that mental toughness muscle and not avoid doing super hard things. Man, this uphill is absolutely kicking my butt today, with it being much, much warmer. 20 degrees warmer than the last video that you watched on the ultra marathon tips. So mile 2, 11:28, the hill. Let's go. Now probably my second biggest tip when you're trying to prepare for an ultra marathon is I think most people underestimate how important time on your feet is. They're spending all of their time with a training plan, hyper focusing on paces and sticking to that training plan, which may or may not give you enough time on your feet to complete a race. But I think there's an untapped thing that people can grasp onto. It's the 8 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day you're at work. One of the things I tapped into in the last couple of years that has helped me tremendously is having a stand-up desk at work. And I can attribute that to having higher success in ultras while on less mileage, because I'm spending anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day standing all day long. And it matters. It's strengthening your fascia, your muscle, your tendons, your knees, your hips. All of that is getting used to being on your feet for that long. Because a lot of you may have a training plan where you're only exercising, 2 hours, maybe a 3-hour long run. And then you sit at a desk or on a couch the rest of the day. That's not helping you. If you can take advantage of a full day to get better in areas like being able to stand up. There was a lot of times in preparing for this last ultra that I was standing at least 12 to 14 hours a day. And this year I had way more success in how I felt and how strong I felt during the entirety of the 100-mile ultra. So if I could tell you, you can add an extra 40 to 60 hours a week of training, wouldn't you take advantage of that to help you succeed in your next ultra? I think you would. Mile 3, 11:18. Let's go. I've trained with people that both had a desk job when they're just starting off trying to train for a marathon, and somebody that had a job where they stood up all day. And I can tell you from the get-go, the person who had the job that stood up all day had a much easier time transitioning into the higher mileage and spending more time on their feet running than the person who had the desk job. Another kind of hard truth about distance running is after you reach these pinnacle races, and I see a lot with marathoners and with ultra marathoners, especially in the early days, is the post-race blues and depression that comes with finishing these huge things that you trained for a long time. And they could be a point where if you don't do the right things or be aware of it, it can lead to, you know, further depression and kind of getting out of the thing you love, which is running. Now, I think many people handle this many different ways. Some of us have filled our race calendar with so many races you don't really have a choice, kind of burning the candle at both ends, not giving your body time to rest, really working your endocrine system, you know, getting to points where you don't know why you're so tired all the time no matter what you do, even with rest. It could be a hard thing to balance it. Maintaining that motivation and drive to continue can be definitely undercut by accomplishing something you've worked for so long. And after a while, accomplishing that thing many times stops being a motivator. You no longer think, can I finish it? It's just a matter of cranking, finishing races, collecting medals, and you have to find something else to latch onto and give you that passion to keep doing it. So you really have to figure out, what is your why? What is your why for running ultras, running trails, running marathons, or running any distance? You have to latch onto that in times where things are tough to keep you motivated, to keep you driven, to keep you disciplined, to keep doing the thing. I run in my mouth all the way up that climb. It winded the crap out of me. I just love talking to you guys. I've been filming in this park for 10 years now, and I love this spot. Bonus points to everybody who can go point out all the spots in the videos where you see this rock formation, this little waterfall. It's been a lot. I actually fell in on the other side years ago, I think in 2020, and about off to myself, falling in the freezing water. Good thing I didn't. Mile 4, 10:35. So this one is going to be all over the place. It may even sound contradictory to itself and to other things that I've said. I believe, especially you over 30 and over 40 ultramarathoners, I believe many run too quick, too fast in training, too often. And many of you, myself included, run too slow too often. Hear me out. So most of your training, about 80%, maybe close to 90, should be zone 2, conversational pace. A lot of what I'm doing out here when I'm talking to you. And then the last 10 to 20% should be a mixture of your speed, tempo, maybe even some threshold in there to maintain that high end. Now, me, as I've kind of gone in and out of shape, get stuck running slow. Maintaining that zone 2 is super important, but so is maintaining speed. And right now, kind of in this off season, preparing for my race in March, I'm adding in a lot more speed training to help me, you know, be able to pick it up a little bit and not just always be slogged down in a slower pace than probably than I want to be running. 6 miles, 0.06, 1 hour 10 minutes with an average of 11:37 to include filming. That was awesome talking to you guys. I had to walk for a little bit because the GoPro messed up and locked up and I had to take the battery out of it. So that slowed me down. That's my excuse, people, but go ahead and roast me. That's completely fine. No excuses. Hashtag never done. Hashtag David Goggins. You know all the stuff. Get motivated. All right, people. I got to go do some stuff. Good talking with you. Remember, as always, run, rest, repeat. Yes, run, rest, repeat. That's right. Come on.